Erik Spoelstra is regarded as a basketball genius, who not only kept the Heat afloat after the Heatles disbanded, but carried them out of mediocrity and back to the championship stage thanks to his brilliance, for which he was given one of the wealthiest coaching contracts in NBA history. But first, let's see what makes Spo so special. 2 words: Heat culture. Now, those words have become part of the NBA vernacular, and that's largely thanks to the way that Spo has his guys playing day in and day out. On paper, the Heat are not a great team. They don't have great shooters, they don't have the next young superstar. In fact, they have a bunch of old vets who have been let go from their previous teams. Their squad is rounded out with G-Leaguers and overseas players. And on top of that, the team's star players like Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero are always battling injuries in the regular season. And prior to each season's start, the odds are against them. No bookie has them as their favorite to come out of the East. And even some Heat fans question the moves the organization has made, specifically not signing another offensive threat. And yet, year after year, the Heat are in the running to win it all. They are competing with stacked teams like the Celtics, teams with MVP and Defensive Player of the Year talent like the Bucks. Every year, a bunch of no-name guys play like all-stars, and then stars like Jimmy Butler play like superstars. And this unlikely group is led by the mad genius, Erik Spoelstra. Spo is Heat culture. Spoelstra is the one who holds all of his guys accountable. He manages different egos, places his guys in spots to succeed, and demands more from them. And they deliver because they believe in Spo and trust him. Now, the formula has obviously worked. Spo has taken the Heat team to the playoffs in 12 of his first 15 seasons as a coach. He has reached the NBA Finals 6 times and won 2 titles. In fact, since taking over the coaching duties in 2008, the Heat have only missed the playoffs 3 times. Most recently, the Heat defied the odds and upset not only the Bucks but also the Celtics and made it to the finals once again. Of course, Jimmy Butler had an out-of-body experience, but there were plenty of moments where you had guys like Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, and Max Struss step up and hit some big shots. And that is thanks to Spo's coaching philosophy. He believes as long as he has players to put on the court, there is no reason why his guys shouldn't win. While other coaches might look to make excuses when someone on their roster gets hurt, especially someone as valuable as Tyler Hero, Spo stays calm and merely points to the next guy in the rotation to step up. In fact, Spo's ability to get his guys to perform has even led to this idea that you don't want to trade for Heat role players. Whenever they leave the Heat system, they seem to fall apart. It's almost as if Spo is the only one who knows how to get the best out of them. Now, part of that secret is Spo's daily routine. He starts each day with some quiet meditation, then ends each day by jotting a few notes in a gratitude journal. There is much to be grateful for. He has found, and much of it goes back to the loyalty that is part of the Heat organizational fabric. Now, one thing he must be grateful for was that the Heat were willing to give a 24-year-old a job in the organization. Spoelstra's rise to power. Spo got into the sports business earlier in life. His father, John, is a former executive of the Portland Trail Blazers, Denver Nuggets, and New Jersey Nets. Even his grandpa, Watson, worked as a sports writer for Detroit News. Initially, Spo had dreams of playing hoops professionally. He wore number 30 during high school and college in honor of then Trailblazer Terry Porter, one of his favorite NBA players. He even attended basketball camps alongside future NBA players like Alonzo Mourning, Sean Kemp, Billy Owens, and Bobby Hurley. He received basketball scholarship offers and eventually accepted one from the University of Portland in his hometown. He would go on to be named WCC Freshman of the Year, so he definitely had some game to him. He is a member of the school's 1,000-point club and is among the Pilots' career leaders in several statistical categories. Originally, Spo planned on playing professional basketball in the Philippines. He had watched their games on VHS tape for years, which, as a side note, foreshadows things to come, as Spo would get his big break in the NBA as a video coordinator. But first, Spo found himself stacking shoeboxes in a Nike warehouse after college. So instead of wearing Nikes, he had to pack them up. But that didn't deter Spo. Again, doesn't this sound like Heat culture? He instead went to Germany, spending 2 years. There he was a player assistant coach for TuS Herten. He began having back problems after the end of his second year with the team. When he was offered another 2-year deal with the team, Spo decided to hang up his basketball shoes for a coach's tie. The Heat had called with an offer to work at the lowest rung of the organization. But to make this story even more unlikely, after Spo was hired as the Heat's video coordinator in 1995, Pat Riley was named the Heat's head coach. And if Riley had it his way, he would have brought his own video guy to Miami. Everyone needs a little luck in their life, and Spo was lucky that Riley couldn't bring his own video guy. And the Heat were lucky that they were able to mold one of the best minds this game has ever seen, navigating dangerous waters. After 2 years as a video coordinator, Spo then served 2 years as an assistant coach video coordinator. After this, he was promoted to assistant coach advanced scout in 1999 and later became the Heat's assistant coach director of scouting in 2001. His quick ascent didn't catch anyone in the Heat organization by surprise. They all knew that Spo was one of the hardest workers in the organization. As an assistant coach, he was credited for improving D. Wade's balance and jump shot after Wade's return from the 2004 Olympics. In April of 2008, Spoelstra became the head coach of the Miami Heat after Pat Riley decided to step down. Spoelstra was Riley's hand-picked successor, so it's not surprising that Spo has talked highly of Pat Riley over the years. He has credited Pat for much of his success. Quote, "Pat Riley is a legend in the game, and he believes in loyalty. I probably would have been fired a few times with another organization, so I'm very grateful for that. We've tried to build a culture of family and a culture where we trust each other, where we're sacrificing for each other, and where we're serving each other." Now, when Spo mentions the firing, he is of course referring to the 4 years where he was the head coach of the Heatles. Imagine just being 2 years in your coaching position, and then Chris Bosh and LeBron James fall into your lap, and then you have LeBron talking about winning 8 championships. Safe to say that expectations were at an all-time high, and Spo was yet to establish himself as one of the brightest minds in the game. So when the team started 9-8, there were more than a few rumors about Spo being let go and Pat Riley coming back to coach the Heat. LeBron James famously bumped into Spoelstra on his way to the bench during a timeout in a game. However, Riley backed his guy Spo, and in time the team bounced back, but they failed to win a championship. And once again, rumors swelled of Riley coming back. However, Riley stayed true to his word and allowed Spo to navigate the tough waters. The following season, Spo became the first Asian American head coach to win an NBA championship, and he followed that up with another win. However, some were quick to point out that it was because of the talent that the Heat won and not because of the coaching. Well, Spo would have plenty of opportunities to show off his coaching ability, as talented players like LeBron, Bosh, and even Wade left the squad. And it's what Spo did next which made him a legend, becoming one of the greats. On December 16, 2017, Spoelstra got his 455th win as the head coach of the Heat and passed Riley for most wins in franchise history. Spo would go on to be named the NBCA co-coach of the year after leading the Heat to a 30-win record in the final 41 games of the season. He would lead the Heat to 2 more NBA Finals along with 3 Eastern Conference Finals. On April 28, 2021, Spoelstra earned his 600th win as the Heat's head coach and also became the 6th head coach in NBA history to win 600 games with one team. Only San Antonio and Boston have won more regular season games than Miami since Spo took over, and in that time, no team has won more playoff games than the Heat. Spo is 19th all-time in regular season victories and 5th in playoff wins. In today's era, coaches get fired left, right, and center. Every year, some new coaches take over, and many don't even make it 2 years before they are replaced. But Spo has not only navigated the tough waters, but came out on top. He is regarded as one of, if not the best coach in the NBA. Other than Greg Popovich, Spo is the longest tenured coach in the game, and there seems to be no end in sight. In fact, the Miami Heat have offered Spoelstra the highest amount ever paid to a basketball coach. His new contract will be worth $120 million over 8 years, and we highly doubt Spo will be going anywhere after those 8 years are up.